Dear students, so today let us we study about a topic interhalogen compounds. Interhalogen compounds contain the halogens fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine are the 17th group elements in the periodic table called halogens because these are salt forming agents. These have different electronegativities. Fluorine has highest electronegativity and iodine has lowest electronegativity. Due to this difference, halogens combine with each other to give binary covalent compounds called interhalogens. There are four types of interhalogens, namely AX type, AX3 type, AX5 type and AX7 type, where A is lesser and X is higher electronegative atoms. Coming to the examples of AX type of interhalogens. ClF, it is called chlorine fluoride. It is a colorless gas. BRF, it is called bromine fluoride. It is pale brown gas. Similarly, iodine fluoride, bromine chloride, iodine chloride and iodine bromide are the other interhalogen compounds of the class AX. Now coming to the AX3 type of the interhalogens. The example of this is chlorine trifluoride, which is a colorless gas. Bromine trifluoride is a pale yellow liquid. Iodine trifluoride is a yellow solid and iodine trichloride is bright yellow solid. Now coming to the AX5 type of interhalogens, chlorine pentafluoride is a colorless gas, bromine pentafluoride is a colorless liquid, iodine pentafluoride is a colorless liquid. Lastly, only one example for AX7 type of interhalogen is iodine heptafluoride, which is a colorless gas. Now coming to the preparation of interhalogen compounds. Interhalogen compounds can be prepared by the direct combination of halogens. All the interhalogens except iodine heptafluoride can be prepared by this method. When equal volumes of chlorine and fluorine are taken and heated to 250 degrees centigrade in a closed vessel gives the chlorine fluoride. When excess of fluorine is used, then chlorine trifluoride is formed. Similarly, bromine pentafluoride is also formed. In the case of chlorine trifluoride, the temperature maintained is 250 degrees centigrade using a copper vessel. Interhalogen compounds can also be prepared from lower interhalogens. So, the example, when chlorine fluoride is treated with fluorine, we get chlorine trifluoride. Bromine trifluoride, when it is heated with fluorine around 200 degrees centigrade, gives bromine pentafluoride. And similarly, iodine pentafluoride, when it is treated with fluorine around 270 degrees centigrade, gives iodine heptafluoride. There is another method of the preparation of iodine heptafluoride. That is, when the fluorine is treated with lead iodide, we get iodine heptafluoride with the formation of lead iodide. This is the important method of preparation of iodine heptafluoride. Coming to the properties of interhalogen compounds, iodine chloride, iodine bromide, iodine trifluoride and iodine trichloride are all solids. Bromine trifluoride, bromine pentafluoride, iodine pentafluoride are liquids. Chlorine fluoride, bromine fluoride, chlorine trifluoride, chlorine pentafluoride and iodine heptafluoride are all gases. Interhalogens are diamagnetic in nature because these compounds contains only paired electrons. There is no unpaired electrons in these compounds. They are extremely volatile compounds with low enthalpy of formation. Order of reactivity of some interhalogens are: chlorine trifluoride is more reactive than bromine trifluoride, which is further more reactive than iodine heptafluoride, and so on. Chlorine trifluoride is a colorless gas which condenses to give pale green liquid. Boiling point is minus 12 degrees centigrade. It is extremely reactive and attacks many metals. It also attacks glass vigorously. It is used as a fluorinating agent, also as an oxidizing agent for propellants and also for the preparation of polyhalides. Bromine pentafluoride is a colorless liquid. It is used in organic synthesis and also as an oxidizer for propellants. Iodine heptafluoride is a colorless gas. It reacts with metals, non-metals, water and many organic materials. It explodes when heated with hydrogen. It is very good fluorinating agent. Coming to the structures of the chlorine trifluoride, bromine pentafluoride and iodine heptafluoride. So, let us discuss about the chlorine trifluoride. In chlorine trifluoride, chlorine is the central atom, atomic number 17, electronic configuration 3s2 3p5. This shows that the chlorine contains the 7 electrons. Out of the 7, 2 are in 3s and 5 are in 3p. In 3p z orbital contains one unpaired electron. This electronic configuration shows that the chlorine contains only one unpaired electron, but to form chlorine trifluoride, it needs 3 unpaired electrons. To explain this phenomenon, it is suggested that when fluorine atoms approaches nearer to chlorine atom undergoes excitation and one of the electron from 3py orbital shifts to 3d orbital. Now, the electronic configuration is shown. During the formation of chlorine trifluoride, chlorine atom undergoes sp3d hybridization, resulting in trigonal bipyramidal geometry. Due to the presence of 2 lone pairs of electrons, there is a lone pair bond pair repulsion. Because of this repulsion, the geometry undergoes distortion, resulting in T-shaped structure. Here, FCl F bond angle is 87 degree 40 minutes. FCl apex bond length is 1.7 716 angstrom and FCl equatorial bond length is 1.621 angstrom. Coming to the structure of bromine pentafluoride. In bromine pentafluoride, bromine is the central atom, atomic number 35, and outer electronic configuration is 3d10, 4s2, 4p5. This electronic configuration shows that bromine atom contains one unpaired electron in 4p-Z orbital. But to form bromine pentafluoride, it needs 5 unpaired electrons. To explain this phenomenon, it is suggested when fluorine atoms approaches nearer to bromine atom undergoes excitation and 2 electrons from 4px and 4py orbitals shifts to 4d orbitals. The excited electronic configuration is shown. During the formation of bromine pentafluoride, bromine atom undergoes sp3d2 hybridization resulting in octahedral geometry. Due to the presence of one lone pair of electrons, the net force acting on plane surface is 0. Hence, it exhibits square pyramidal geometry. The bond angle between FBrF is 84.8 angstrom. It is due to the distortion. FBr bond distance in the plane is 177.4 picometer. FBr bond distance above the plane is 168.9 picometer. Now let us discuss about the structure of iodine heptafluoride. In iodine heptafluoride, iodine is the central atom, atomic number 53, electronic configuration 4d10, 5s2, 5p5. This electronic configuration shows that iodine atom contains one unpaired electron, but to form iodine heptafluoride, it needs 7 unpaired electrons. When fluorine atom approaches nearer to iodine atom undergoes excitation and 3 electrons from 5s, 5px and 5py orbitals shifts to 5d orbitals. The excited electronic configuration is shown here. During the formation of iodine heptafluoride, iodine atom undergoes sp3d3 hybridization resulting in pentagonal bipyramid geometry. Since in this geometry there is no paired electrons, therefore this geometry is a perfect geometry, hence there is no dipole moment in this. Therefore, the bond angle, that is FIF in pentagonal plane is 72 degree and bond angle FIF perpendicular to the pentagonal plane is 90 degree. IF bond length in pentagon is 186 picometer and IF bond length perpendicular to pentagon is 179 picometer. Here I have shown the structures of ClF3, BrF5 and IF7 in the next slide. In this, you can understand much better, and also the bond angle and bond distances are given with the diagrams. So among the three, the compounds ClF3 and BrF3 have distortion geometry, hence they have a dipole moment, hence they have the bond angle lesser than the expected perfect geometry bond angle. But in case of iodine heptafluoride, so it is not having any the lone pairs of electrons, therefore it is having a perfect geometry. Hence the bond angle are also the what you can say the perfect, having pentagonal geometry. Therefore this compound is having zero dipole moment. Students, so you have studied the methods of preparation of interhalogen compounds, their properties and their structures. The structures are most important as far as the examination point of view. Go through these things once again and learn. Thank you.